Serving all of San Diego, this is your Fox 5 News.
Coming up next, a hometown hero becomes a national leader. Meet a man who has a holiday in San Diego named after him and find out how you can help him help others.
February 19th is Scott Silverman Day, so right here in San Diego. So we're going to chat with this hometown hero to find out what he did to earn himself his own holiday.
Hometown hero at Fox 5. We're going to chat with a San Diego man with a holiday named after him. There he is. Hi. His inspirational story is coming up next, and find out how you can help him help others.
It's not every day you meet a hero with Scott Silverman's story to tell. The city of San Diego dedicated February 19th as Scott Silverman Day, and CNN even honored him with a Hero Award. Before we chat with the man himself, there he is, about his leadership work all across the nation, let's take a quick look at what inspired him to turn his life around and help strangers in need.
When you are ready to say goodbye to the world, that is a clear bottom. I didn't think of myself as depressed. My drinking at the end got so bad I felt my life was over. The window's open, it's the 44th floor. I'm thinking, you know what, if I could just push myself back, the pain would be over. And this guy walks in his office and says, Scott, what are you doing? And I started to cry, and then the next day I checked into a treatment center. Everything after that was sobriety. I got into volunteerism quickly, and I hung out with people who were now in shelters, had lost their homes, had come out of jail, and they couldn't find a job. I had to find a way to help people get back on track. My name is Scott Silverman. Every day, I offer anyone who wants one a second chance. Second Chance was started to provide jobs and housing for the chronically unemployed. We help get them placed, and we follow them up for 2 years because we know what they're trying to do takes time. We go into the jails, introduce ourselves to inmates, and then when they transition out, we'd like to actually pick them up and bring them into our program and put them in our housing.
I've been to prison 4 times. My longest time is 5 years. I was inside and I found a flyer. I waited till my homeboys went to sleep to read it. I didn't know what was going to be different, but I got there and I was like, wow. I almost feel like I know these people because they were there. They were just like me. And that's what kept me there. Thanks to Second Chance, I know I'm going to make it in life because I believe in myself more than ever. So,
We think we have a model to stop recidivism as we know it. Tell me no, I dare you.
Tell him no, he dares you. Let's go outside right now to our patio with Arthel, with Mr. Silverman himself.
Yes,
Arthel?
I'm here with Scott. Good morning, Scott.
Good morning, how are you?
I am great. A little chilly, but great.
It is cold out here.
Tell me this. How old were you when you first started drinking?
I was 15.
15.
15.
And was it just from hanging out at parties with the kids, you know, fellow students?
It was just, mostly at the fraternities, actually, in the State College. I grew up here in San Diego, so, I rode my little Stingray up to 7-Eleven and put a little white shirt and a tie on, and that's how I bought my liquor legally then.
But when did it become a problem?
It became a problem probably in my later teens, and then I started mixing it up with some other substances, and then in my 20s it really got out of control.
And how out of control did it get? I mean, I saw that in the piece we just ran, that there was a part when you thought, you know what, maybe I should just, the world's better off without me.
Well, that was when I was getting close to about 30, so I had a good 15-year run of abusing and trying to find ways to stay anesthetized, if you will, and deal with the things that come along with what I call the disease. And it got a hand probably in my mid to late 20s, and then really got bad as I got into my late 20s.
And how bad did it get? I mean, just that it's always that epiphany when you're sitting there going, what the heck am I doing?
Well, I was coming off of a full week of blackouts in New York City. Got in trouble actually on the airline flying over, and found myself passed out at the train station, my very last night of drinking and using. So that next day I wanted to take my own life. So I would say that was probably my bottom.
That's a bottom. And how old were you at that point?
I was just turning 30.
Just turning 30, yeah. I mean, that's definitely a milestone, and there you were, just kind of doing nothing, going nowhere fast.
Exactly.
Had you gotten married or anything by that point?
My wife and I had been together 2 years, so she had a chance to experience my last 2 years of that special time, and she and I have been together now for 26 years. So she's my best friend, my biggest supporter, and part of the reason I think I'm here today talking to you.
Definitely, because, she married you when you were 28.
She did.
And you were on the way to the bottom.
I was peaking at the worst part of my life, that's correct.
Is it in your family, alcoholism?
No, we have other isms, though, some food, a little bit of gambling, but like most families, there's stuff that goes on. And, in current environment today, which is part of the reason I wrote the book, is, finding ways to turn, no's into yeses, because most of us grow up with that finger in our nose, if you will. You can't do this, you're not tall enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not smart enough. And the idea of the whole book, Tell Me No, I Dare You, is how to get people back into yes and start thinking about, getting to finding ways to be successful.
And, today we were teasing your story talking about how we could help you help others.
Right.
What does that mean?
Well, basically what I'm hoping to do with the book, it's a calling card. Second Chance is the agency I started 15 years ago, and we help thousands of people every year. The chronically unemployed, the hardest to serve. I like to refer to, some of my old homies, if you will, that are coming back into the world. And now with the economy the way it is, we want people to get on the phone, to get involved. If they have something they can share, if they want to get involved with giving back, we have mechanisms to do that. And the book hopefully will be the calling card to open those doors.
So where do they call if they want to call, or is there a website or something?
Sure, they can go to my website directly. It's scotthsilverman.com, or they can go to secondchanceprogram.org, and they can call our office or my personal number, and we'll find ways to direct them to support. And if they want to support or they have a job opportunity, we want to help both ways.
Very good.
Especially in this environment.
Definitely. I had a question for you. I have so many questions for you. I wanted to know.
I just want the good ones this morning, though, because it's cold out here.
I only give good.
Good. Give me your best, I should say. Give me your best, because I know we only have a little time together.
I wanted to know, because we see you and you're the picture of health right now, and you've got it all together, you're pulled together, but really, how difficult was your climb, your struggle back up?
Oh, well, I spent 28 days in a treatment center. It was horrible. I mean, I was at a point, I was the lowest point of my life. I was under the influence of something mood-altering for multiple years, and I had nothing left, I believe, to give anybody. And now part of what I do every day is try to help others help themselves.
Give. Hey, so when did you get when did they deem your day, February 19th, I think, right?
Yes,
Scott
it was.
Silverman Day.
Yeah, it was really cool. Yeah, the city did that. Councilmember Brian Mainshine championed that, and the mayor, Jerry Sanders, was there, and, he wrote the forward of my book. And,
I saw that.
we worked together back in the 80s when, the drug distribution was heavy, and drive-by shootings were going on, and now I'm on the gang commission, and, we in our community are suffering some horrible losses.
We really are, so we really have to get on that. I mean, it's just really sad to see these young lives just taken since senseless killings.
Correct.
Well, here it is. Tell me no, I dare you. A guide for living a heroic life. Scott Silverman, thank you so much for stopping by.
Hey, thanks for the opportunity.
Fox 5 Morning News. We appreciate it.
Glad to be here.
All right. Chrissy?
Thank you, Arthel. And thank you, Scott.